From J.K. Rowling's problematic stance on trans rights, to the pointlessness of getting a reboot instead of an original series like The Marauders, here's why fans will boycott the new Harry Potter series. I'm sure everyone has gotten their latest HBO Hogwarts letter by now, but people aren't excited at all because it has Rowling written all over it. Yep, Warner Bros. Discovery's new original Harry Potter TV show includes the author herself. Apparently, she'll have a major role in it as a creator, and she already has huge plans for it. She has a staggering budget of over $125 million at her disposal, per season, guys. So naturally, the writer wants to go all out. She wants 7 seasons to focus on each book in the iconic series. We're assured it'll be a faithful adaptation, like welcoming back new and old loyalists to the wizarding world. You'd think this news would be the talk of the town, right? And it is, but not for the reasons the new creators wanted. The announcement was met with colossal backlash, with fans fuming over the reboot. And while there are plenty of reasons to be angry, which I'll tell you in a short while, the biggest one is Rowling's endlessly controversial comments. The British writer has been pretty vocal lately about her less than popular opinion on trans folks. This has already tainted the original Harry Potter films for the audience. They think Joanne has taken the magic out of our favorite childhood series, like closing the Hogwarts doors for a selected group. That doesn't go down well with the fans. That's why they're planning to boycott the newly reimagined show. Oh yeah, people are already rooting for it to fail. But before we go through the storm of fan POVs, let's take a look at what Rowling's opinion actually is. To put it bluntly, she does not support trans people, particularly trans women. The author calls herself a loyal feminist, but some people would say she's a trans-exclusionary radical feminist or TERF. Why? Because she thinks the existence of trans women is a threat to cis women. It all began in 2014, when she wrote a book, The Silkworm, with a poorly written trans woman character. Still, most people overlooked that, until her Twitter likes opened a Pandora's box. In October 2017, the author liked a tweet with an article link accusing all trans women of being predators. Merlin's beard. Then in 2018, she liked and disliked a tweet implying trans rights are misogynistic. Of course, the fans were horrified by that. She claimed the like was just a slip of her thumb, but then again, the trend continued. It reached a point where she openly voiced her opinions with a series of disputed tweets, and after they met with a strong public reaction, she released a 3,600 words essay directly calling trans women dangerous. All this led to people calling her out on her transphobic stance, but the writer vehemently denies it to this day. Some of her loyalists even claim she hasn't said anything against the trans community directly, but the company she keeps isn't doing her any favors. Get this, the author is chummy with an anti-trans activist named Helen Joyce, and another such activist, Carolyn Farrow, who's also anti-gay. Both have said some alarming things, but Rowling never batted an eye. Obviously, none of it looks good, even to the original Golden Trio, and that's why they're not coming back for the reboot. Since the multimillionaire started running her mouth, most Harry Potter breakout stars have started distancing from her. Some aren't shy to call her out on it either, like Harry, who always says what's on his mind. Daniel Radcliffe was one of the first to address the issue in a lengthy statement. He says neither he nor Jo has any expertise on the subject matter, so any opinion is uncalled for. Soon, others followed suit, including Rupert Grint, aka Ron, who firmly stands with the community. Emma Watson also took to Twitter to let the trans folks know they're deeply respected. Percy, Cho, and Ginny have also echoed the same sentiment, so it's safe to assume Rowling wouldn't want them back. Also, of course, the original gang is too old for school now, but fans still hope they'd appear as an adult. Still, I've heard the upcoming show will have an all-new cast, so that's gutting. Most individuals are not ready to see their childhood icons replaced. What's more, some people have expressed concerns that HBO might try and make the show too woke, like casting a black Hermione or an Asian Ron. Recently, changing the characters' ethnicities has caused a major uproar in the audience, especially with Disney's Black Ariel and Netflix's Black Cleopatra. So the fans fear the new show might end up following the same path. That's why people just aren't happy, and trust me, they have much to say. The latest fan tweets reacting to the show's announcement are scathing. As I've said earlier, most folks are inclined to boycott. They don't even want to give the show a chance. Maybe they would've if Rowling wasn't a part of it, but it's super unlikely the show removes her from the lineup now. So one person tweeted they were ready to cancel their HBO Max subscription due to it. Boycott the platform altogether. Others chimed in reflecting the same. The consensus seems to be that Warner Bros. Just wants more dollar bills. It has already racked up billions with movies, a theater show, and video games. A TV show would probably do the same. So fans think it's just a money grab to squeeze as much profit from the franchise as possible. Also, Potterless podcast host and Harry Potter superfan Mike Schubert pointed out Joe would share the profits, and that's a deal breaker for the viewers. He also mentioned that people would have been over the moon about a show a while back. The diehard Potterheads wanted a TV show for ages, but now the controversial author has ruined the much-awaited project for them. Still, I won't lie, some excitement is still in the air. A few fans are hoping for more book details in the new series. Obviously, movie adaptations can't cover an entire book with over 300 pages. In fact, later sequels have even gone up to 600 pages. So plenty of important plot lines didn't make the cut. For instance, Hermione's elf organization Spew, or a centaur named Firenze teaching divination. I'm still not over the exclusion of Peeves the Poltergeist. We were robbed of the mischievous ghost, but a season with multiple episodes and a longer runtime will give everybody a chance in the limelight. Also, some viewers have their fingers crossed for a do-over, particularly where the movies completely rallied off. Need I remind you of Dumbledore's aggressive Goblet of Fire moment? Or how about sucking every ounce of personality from Ginny like a Dementor? That's right, there have been many unpopular things in the movie, but now there's a chance to fix them. Admittedly, that's the bright side of the new HBO show, but then again, darker clouds are lingering over it. Seems like new criticisms are jumping out like slugs from Ron's mouth. Not a good look, was it? There's another thing that's bothering people. Not much time has passed since the movies, so a reboot doesn't make much sense. It seems like just yesterday we watched the epic Deathly Hallows Part 2, even though that was a decade ago. Feel old yet? Maybe not. Because most people are still insisting it's too soon for a reboot. It probably would have made more sense if they were reviving a long-forgotten franchise. But the Harry Potter franchise is still riding the broomstick pretty high. People still frequently have movie marathons, and they were content without a TV series. But now that we're getting it, I'd say it doesn't have many chances of making it to the end. Why? Because a CGI-heavy series is not feasible for modern TV. Okay, special effects would be needed to add the spark of magic we need, and that process is painstakingly long. Take any show currently airing that heavily relies on it. Each season tends to be spaced apart by at least a year or two. Already, the first season is expected to be released by the end of 2025 or early 2026. So naturally, the new teen actors they hire will grow up. By season 5 or 6, we'll again have adults playing 17-year-olds. Also, taking this much time and the seasons can still fail to make a mark. Then the show would cancel before even reaching the final season. You know what would have been heaps better than this? A new Harry Potter spin-off, and there were so many choices to choose from. Top of the list is a show about the Marauders, James, Sirius, Lupin, and Peter. I think fans' throats are sore now from screaming about wanting it. Heck, they even picked a cast years ago. If not that, how about a Dumbledore story? The mysterious headmaster had some shocking skeletons in the cupboards, and we want nothing more than to see them. Or just forget Hogwarts. We could have gone to Europe's Durmstrang, France's Beauxbatons, or America's Ilvermorny. Despite these options and even fans begging for them, HBO still picked the unoriginal ripoff route, and fans are not looking forward to it. So from wanting a new series instead of this, to J.K. Rowling's problematic history, these are all the reasons fans will boycott the new Harry Potter series.